Welcome to Bookkeeping and Beer. I am Daniel.
And I'm Amber.
And we are back finally after another hiatus, and we are hoping that you're following us. And if you're not, it's time for you to follow us and subscribe to us if you have the time. Our goal is to get more consistent with our videos and get this consistent so we can get you good content and good information going forward. And today's episode is going to be about Amber's past. Where did Amber get her information and her knowledge, her experience, and her abilities from when it comes to accounting, bookkeeping, and I believe, to me personally, what I believe is her greatest skill is fixing a mess. And you will learn where that came from and how that came about. So today, Amber, where'd you come from?
Where did this all start?
Where did it all start? Where did you come from?
Well, let's rewind to college. I should have majored in accounting.
I thought you were going to say your mother.
No. No, my undergrad degree is international business, and I remember taking accounting courses and just loving them. At that point, though, I didn't even know what to do with that or where to go with it. I was more focused on the international side. But looking back, I loved the accounting courses, aced them, and they have been much value to me going forward. And right out of college, I started another company. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've had one boss my entire life.
Wait, serial meaning that you...
I'm a constant entrepreneur.
I wouldn't say serial, because serial is like multiple... Uh-oh, our light just shut off. I wonder if it's out of power.
Okay.
You can still see us.
Yeah.
It's back. You don't have multiple business. You are a consistent and I don't know the exact word for it, but a consistent
True entrepreneur. Yeah, I took an entrepreneurial class in college, and I thought to myself, I'm never going to do this. I'm never going to be a small business owner. This is too much work. This is ridiculous. Like, we had to revamp this entire business from a college perspective, and we went in there and helped a local small business. It was actually really good hands-on experience, but I said to myself, I'm never doing that. And what happened? 18 months later after college, I started my first business.
Was that business a farming business?
No. Yes, I went to college in Indiana. I don't know where you're getting the farming from, but is that it?
I've never been to Taylor, but whenever you talk about it, you're like, we're in the middle of a field.
Yeah,
and
it's in the middle of nowhere. Yeah.
So therefore,
yeah.
My question.
No, I came back to the Chicagoland area and started a professional organizing business, and just started organizing homes and offices.
Cool.
Not really. You're digging in people's basements and garages and their
we could
toy
go down.
rooms
We could make
and
this
closets
We can make this episode last for like 2 hours.
Yeah, we could. No, we could do like 10 episodes on it.
The best of Amber's experiences in people's homes, but we don't want to embarrass anybody, and confidentiality is very important.
Yeah,
because it's professional. I didn't even know what a professional organizer was, because I grew up in a smaller town and never had heard of an organizer. I thought it was kind of an odd thing when I heard of it, and then it's definitely a newer concept because
new in the last 30 years, 30 years.
Americans like to buy so much stuff and pack it away, and it's hard for us to, in human nature, to get rid of things that we hold on to. So when we were dating, we have a funny story. We're not getting into it today. There's no way. But we were dating, and she came to my house for the first time, and it was like she actually organized my house, and it turned my house into a home. I was a bachelor living in a home it was a fixer-upper. Great story. So if you ever want to talk to us someday and get that story, maybe we'll show it on the podcast or the YouTube video here at some point. But so it was amazing when I did first experience what it was that you did. And then I observed you in the big city in Chicago by helping you, because sometimes she needed my muscles to help her with moving things, or in a garage, in condos, in high rises. Yeah. Pretty neat experiences dealing
a lot
with
of people. It was with different person every single day of the week.
Yeah, and
different house, different location every single day of the week. Sometimes 2 locations in one day.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the heyday, we were doing like 2 houses every single day. That was, 10 houses a week. So it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was
So
busy. It
your
was really busy.
services were started with organizing and then packing, unpacking.
Yeah, and then
homes
offices and
when people moved.
finances.
Yeah.
And then we had a lot of families towards the end. I did a lot of different household management, finance management. So I'd pay all their bills, organize all their money.
I didn't ask you that. I was going to
What?
have some beer and then we get into the
Well,
second part
let's
of
have some beer and then we'll keep going.
Okay. All right. So today is not October, but we are backed up with our planning, and I do have 3 Oktoberfest beers because it is November right now. We did have our annual Oktoberfest party where I brew our beer, and so what we're going to do is we're going to taste 2 of the traditional. We have Spaten Oktoberfest, where that's, I believe, another Munich. Yeah, it's a Munich brewery. We went to last year when we were in Munich. We were able to go to the Spaten tent, and can you say Weihenstephaner?
Weihenstephaner.
Weihenstephaner. This is a fest beer, so it's not technically Oktoberfest, but it is a fest beer. There's 2 different categories when it comes down to Oktoberfest and fest beers. When you go to a tent in Germany and you're getting a fest beer, not an Oktoberfest. So there's a little bit of a difference. Märzen, there's a whole history behind what a Märzen is. I actually don't know why there are 2 different kinds when there's a fest beer versus the Märzen. The Märzen is my beer here.
One is more amber colored and caramely,
yeah.
and one is more light and bright.
Yes.
Those are the differences.
Correct. So let's start with the bright one.
Yeah.
We have never had this one before, so this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
We get to experience something new today. Ooh, that's got a
really clear.
It's interesting that when I first poured it, I had a really. It almost smells like when I was a kid and I'd smell my dad's beer and be kind of grossed out because it was like just a weird smell. I'll never forget that.
It's very light. I like it. It's
Oh, that's a good beer.
It is. It's
Good
a great
traditional fest beer.
Very fest,
Yeah,
festish.
it reminds me of Germany.
Yeah.
Being there. Well, that's good.
Absolutely.
Cheers to that one.
Yeah.
Or Marcel, Prost.
Yeah.
Ein Prosit. All right, now for the Spaten Oktoberfest.
Feel free to grab yourself a beer if you're watching this
Anytime.
at home. Or fast forward our beer drinking if you don't want to see it.
Yeah, we don't drink beer as much as we used to.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it doesn't help with weight loss,
this is going to be more
especially when you
caramely.
get closer to 50.
Yeah, so definitely darker.
So, yeah, if you compare the 2, let's just do that.
Yeah, definitely darker. Okay.
It's a clean
finish.
Yeah, it just goes right through.
I think yours is Daniel's Homebrew Oktoberfest is even a little more bold or spicier. I don't know how to say it. It's not as bold and spicy. Like this one is a smoother finish and a smoother taste.
They probably filter. Mine's not
flavor.
filtered.
Yeah.
So they strip a lot of,
Yeah.
when they filter beer for packaging and whatnot,
Yeah.
they strip a lot of the flavors out, and that's what you get when you do like craft beer and home breweries. So you get more robust flavors and not filtered beer as much. So this is what, round number 4 on this, or 5? If we go back to all the way to when we were dating and I made the beer for your house in Chicago.
Yeah, we've had about 4 Oktoberfest parties, and it's been fun over the years to see them morph and change. And the most popular, most well-attended one was during COVID, because everyone could sit outside.
The COVID police is going to come after us.
And drink beer. But it was outside. We were all 6 feet apart.
Oh, that's
but
good.
anyways,
Yeah. It's interesting how the profile is just so different.
Yeah.
All 3 of these, completely different.
But still good.
I like it. Look how clear mine is. I'm very proud of my beer, sorry.
Okay, moving on.
So, Where were we at?
Enter Daniel into the scene.
Well, we talked about my
And you were
house.
running a business.
I was running an auto repair shop up in Wausau, Wisconsin. And, yes, thank you for bringing this up. So I was desperately trying to find, and this is a great story that I like to communicate to people because there's a point when people realize the importance of having accurate books. We go into small businesses and we look at, okay, I'm going to get into business. Okay, I just need QuickBooks. I just need to have a file, and I'm just going to take my POS because it links to QuickBooks. And this was desktop actually when I had it. So you just link that to your POS system. You link it to your bank, and then you hit the button, and it's really easy. It shouldn't be hard to keep everything organized and simplified. So I wouldn't pay for anybody to do things in the right way. And I had some people that, whether it was a worker that said they knew how to do bookkeeping, or if it was somebody that was in school that was still learning all the basics, and I didn't want to value it and I didn't pay for it. So therefore my books were a total disaster. I didn't even know that they were a disaster to a certain extent. I'm like, okay, I think these numbers are okay. I never had confidence in those numbers. Amber comes along.
But this is 3 or 4 months now to dating. This was not day one. And he had figured out what I do with organizing, and he's like, or no, I said.
You said well,
this is a mess.
I don't know. How did we?
I don't know who said what, we just said.
I think I didn't. I wasn't confident in the numbers. I think you went in and you
look
looked
at
at it. You're like, and then you
right.
offered to help, and
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, please, have at it.
Yeah.
And that's when it was like, she spent how long do you
3
spend?
full days in your office.
That was 3 days.
It was 3 full days.
We didn't pay you enough.
And you didn't pay me enough. But the point was, after that, he's like, you not only can organize stuff, but you can organize finances and money digitally. And I was like, no, I don't want to. And he's like, no, don't forget about this skill because you should diversify or whatever you said.
I just said you because
add it or diversify or don't.
Because your job is so physical with organizing. It's a very physical job. You're moving stuff.
Up and down stairs,
you're lifting stuff,
carrying,
moving
putting
stuff
things on
around,
shelves, yeah.
all these different aspects. And it's very physical. And I've had different physical trade jobs over the years. And it's like, there's only so long that you can actually do that. And with the history that you have, I was like, it is a good thing. Like, this is a very, very good skill set that is very valuable. So that's when I started telling her, why don't you just do that as a, sort of a side business and something that you can grow into over the years. And that was 2015 or 16?
15.
Yeah, that was early in our dating experience.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the day of our first date, but it was close.
Yeah. So that starts the story of the following year launching Amber's Bookkeeping, and then Daniel and I getting married in 2017, and then us
We did break
joining
up for a little bit.
forces. We joined forces then in 2020 when I couldn't be in a lot of homes. Some families still wanted me in their home or with masks or whatever we did to make it through COVID. But then that's when we really scaled and really focused on the accounting and bookkeeping side. And that is what we have today.
Yeah.
So.
And the reason why I jumped on was because I was working at a brewery. We were planning on opening a brewery in Chicagoland, and we had all these plans in place. And starting 2020, and then COVID hit. Thankfully, we didn't open a brewery. Thankfully, no thanks. Or like, it would have been a lot of fun to a certain extent, but it would have been extremely stressful to open a brewery in the middle of COVID. Like, we know people that have, and they've done okay, and they've maybe well. We don't know, but it would have been a very stressful situation, and that's not what we were looking for. So through that year, so moved on from that, and then we decided to scale the business and take it to higher quality, to a really good offering of different services of what we give, and then we hired on some contractors, and then now, today, what do you want to talk about today?
Well, today, the organizing has morphed into, organizing for you all digitally and virtually, but we're able to service well and keep our word, stay on time, do what we promise, complete workflows because of the organizing background. So
and
we know
fix books that
and
are a
fix-
disaster. Like
correct.
she's gifted at that, and you're not going to find many people who are able to do that. And a lot of people will just say scratch it, start from scratch. I mean, there's sometimes that we do say that, but most of the time, when there's a couple years of books that are not dialed in and you don't feel confident in those books, Amber can go in and fix them, and she'll fix them well, and they will be dialed in. It'll be, you'll know what's happened in your past, you know what's going forward. It is one of the most devalued, and over the years of what I've experienced, is that and alone, that aspect of having your numbers accurate and having them straightforward and knowing what they are and learning from you what each number is saying. If you don't know, most people have a general sense of what the numbers are, but a lot of people just kind of assume that there's, oh yeah, we know the numbers, but it's such a layered and detailed, or there's so much depth to numbers when it comes to business. It's not just like, okay, I've got my expenses and then I have my profit and we're just going to be able to figure it out from there. No, there's so many things that comes along with business and operating a business and making decisions. And if you don't have your numbers dialed in, you don't have the right information, you're not going to be able to make the right decisions. So,
and that is going to be our next video. So stay tuned for Catch Up Cleanup. It's that time of year because people are catching up and cleaning up, finishing out the year, and then starting fresh in QuickBooks for new. So that's going to be our next video coming up. So with that said, cheers.
Cheers.
Goodbye, right?
Yeah, well, what is the beer for next session? What would you desire for the beer style for the next session?
I'm always going to say an IPA.
Oh,
he knows this.
West Coast,
so.
New England.
Always West,
American.
dry, bitter, piney, you know, me.
The more punch, the better.
Yes, the stronger, the better.
All
okay,
right.
cheers.
Cheers.